I froze, fork halfway to my mouth, as my own mother laughed at me across the table. "Honestly, Amanda, maybe next year you can just stay home," she said, and the room erupted in awkward applause. My own family had turned me into a spectacle, and nobody even tried to stop it. I had always been the responsible one. Growing up, I was the golden child in the sense that I carried the weight nobody else would touch. Bills, errands, arguments with neighbors, even my siblings' college applications. Somehow, it always landed on me. Everyone called me dependable, organized, mature for my age. I'd learned early that silence and competence were easier than fighting for recognition. I ran my own interior design consultancy now, not huge, but stable. I'd paid for my apartment myself, saved every penny from my small contracts, and managed my life carefully. My family, meanwhile, had grown dependent on me, on my sense of obligation, and on my ability to stay calm while they floundered. The invitation came in a cheerful envelope. "Family holiday dinner. Come celebrate." My gut twisted. Last year had been awkward enough, but my father's insistence that I bring the little gifts for everyone triggered the memory of being treated like unpaid help. Still, I went. I told myself, just one night. Be calm, smile. From the moment I walked in, it felt wrong. Cousins whispered as I passed. The table was arranged like a stage, my place marked with a tiny card, "Amanda Hurt, we appreciate your service." My mother nudged the host, a distant relative, who read it aloud. Everyone laughed. My father gave a little shrug. I said nothing. My cheeks burned, but I kept my hands folded, my smile measured. I excused myself to the bathroom and texted my assistant, "Send me the invoices for last year's holiday gifts, all receipts, yes, every single one." I didn't need to yell. They were giving me the story, line by line. Over the next 2 hours, I 1. Snapped photos of the gift tags I had paid for months ago, recorded a voicemail my mother left me the week prior demanding I fund the holiday dinner, screenshotted my siblings' texts complaining about their expenses being too high, retrieved bank statements proving that the family fund was actually my money, collected the catering invoice addressed to me, though they claimed the charges were shared, found a signed contract with my father promising reimbursement that had never been honored. By the end of the night, the pattern was undeniable. They hadn't humiliated me for fun. They wanted control, image, and money. My mother thrived on appearing generous. My father wanted to look charitable and sophisticated. My siblings wanted to avoid responsibility entirely. I had been their silent ATM, their scapegoat, and their fool. A week later, they called. My mother feigned innocence. "Amanda, we were just joking. You take things too seriously." My father texted, "Why ruin a family tradition?" I didn't reply. Instead, I quietly built the folder, PDFs of receipts, contracts, bank statements, photos, and recordings, everything labeled and dated. I invited them to a Zoom meeting. My voice was calm as I said, "Let's review the holiday expenses from last year." I shared my screen. Each receipt appeared in order, each contract, each invoice, each text. My mother's forced laughter, my father's shrug. They didn't have words. My siblings tried to interrupt, but I let them. Every interruption was another incriminating statement on record. 2 weeks later, I had a lawyer send a formal demand for reimbursement. The family fund was legally recognized as partially mine. They grudgingly paid me back in installments. Socially, cousins and friends noticed the shift in dynamics. My family learned I wasn't untouchable or invisible. It wasn't revenge overnight. It was calculated, slow, and undeniable. I didn't cut them off entirely. I set strict boundaries. No unpaid labor, no silent financial manipulation, no public humiliation. I attended gatherings on my terms. I stopped being the family scapegoat. I still love them, but I protect myself now. I keep a copy of every receipt, every text, every contract, not for revenge, for sanity. And when they glance at me now across the table, I only smile, because I know exactly who's really in control. Have you ever realized someone close to you was quietly taking advantage of your generosity?